Live, love Africa. What's your excuse for not coming? Please subscribe.
Hello, I'm Dynast Amir. Greetings, everyone. It is Dynast Amir, Search for Guru. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we get started, make sure you go to dynastamir.com. Go to dynastamir.com. Buy some merchandise. I write books, so buy a book, buy shirts. This is my Mende shirt. You know, I'm part Mende, so I have to represent for my Sierra Leonean family. Also, subscribe to the email list once you're there as well, so you can stay up to date in regards to what's going on with the Dynast Amir brand. Also, too, like, share, and subscribe. Again, like, share, and subscribe, you guys. That doesn't cost you anything, and we greatly appreciate it if you do that. So I just wanted to give an update in regards to Nigeria's update to quarantine protocol and travel. Now, I was supposed to be in Nigeria in March. I couldn't go because, number one, they canceled the flights, and then number two, myself, I came down with coronavirus. I was supposed to go back in May. Same thing, they canceled the flights. And I also was supposed to be in Sierra Leone. So in March, I was going to go to Sierra Leone after our tour in Nigeria. After the tour, I was going to head to Freetown. And then in May, I was going to visit Nigeria. Then I was going to go to Freetown. You guys, if you guys don't know, I'm setting up shop. Home is Nigeria and home is Sierra Leone on the continent. So we are supposed to go back in August for the Osun Osogbo festival, which is, I think it's like August 14th or 15th this year, something like that. But that might be up in the air, you know, because recently somebody just sent me the new protocol for people traveling internationally to Nigeria. From my understanding, they're going to open up the airports, the international airports in Nigeria, Abuja and Lagos, here shortly. But it kind of defeats the purpose of going or coming if when we arrive to Nigeria, we have to be placed on 14-day quarantine. Now, I understand why they're doing it. But again, the people I'm bringing for the tour, you know, it's going to be hard to convince them like, hey, we're going to go, but you got to stay in a hotel for 14 days. So more than likely, like I told the people who are going to come on the tour with me, if this protocol is still in effect come mid-July, we're going to cancel the tour. You know, it's just we have no choice. So I just wanted to review this real quick. This is from June 8th. Effective June 8th, Nigeria's Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 was announced. Updated quarantine protocol, whereas previous protocol required persons arriving in Nigeria to quarantine for 14 days at a government-selected hotel. The new protocol stipulates persons arriving in Nigeria must self-isolate for 14 days at a location of their choosing in the city-state of their point of entry, so Lagos or Abuja. Travelers will have their passports retained by Nigerian immigration, so they're not playing. Service throughout the isolation period. If the traveler's final destination is not Lagos or Abuja, the traveler must make arrangements for accommodation at his or her own expense in their city of arrival. Please note that international flight operations remain suspended in Nigeria. Please see below for the Presidential Task Force's updated quarantine protocol in full. So, but from my understanding, they're supposed to open it back up into this month, you know, but it's already into the month, so we'll see what happens. Pre-departure on board. Passengers returning to Nigeria must have tested negative for COVID-19 via a PCR test, a molecular device rapid test, in country of departure. The test must be within 2 weeks of departure and preferably not less than 5 days before departure. Tests done more than 2 weeks before departure are not valid and persons will not be allowed to board. On board, passengers are required to fill in the health declaration self-reporting form and the sample collection time allocation form. Passengers should ensure that the information contact details provided on the form are correct, verifiable, and reachable on the phone number and address provided. Upon arrival in Nigeria, passengers shall queue in an orderly manner. Disembarkation will be done systematically and in batches to avoid overcrowding. So they're keeping the 6 foot rule, I guess. Passengers will proceed for health screening at the point of entry. The health declaration form will be assessed and collected along with the sample collection form. Passengers are required to keep their face mask on, perform hand hygiene, ensure respiratory cough etiquette, cough into tissue or sleeve, bent elbow, and discard the used tissue safely into a bin. And always observe and maintain physical distancing measures. Persons who have arrived in Nigeria are advised to self-isolate, quarantine for 14 days, for 14 days, and to remain in the city-state where the point of entry is located, Lagos or Abuja. For the duration of the isolation quarantine period, if not resident in Lagos or Abuja, passengers should make arrangements for accommodation at their own cost. Please note the government of Nigeria will not be responsible for providing accommodation or transportation to the place of abode. Passengers will be cleared through Nigeria Immigration System's Migrants Identification Data Analysis System, and their passports retained until successful completion of the 14-day self-isolation quarantine. Passengers will be given an appointment time and date to present themselves at the sample collection center located in Lagos or Abuja for a repeat COVID-19 PCR test within 72 hours of arrival. Passengers must provide their full and correct address. I mean, this is what you got to go through right now. So again, I'm just like, we're probably going to have to cancel this tour. Passengers must provide their full and correct address and phone number before exiting the airport. They must comply with self-isolation quarantine guidelines and ensure that they can be reached and located during the isolation period. Persons who are unable to remain in Lagos or Abuja throughout the period of self-quarantine may return to their states of residence only after they have had their samples collected and are negative for COVID-19, and they have provided public health officials their full and correct address and phone number. Persons who have completed the 14 days of self-isolation quarantine will undergo an exit interview. Their details will be forwarded to the Nigeria Immigration Service for release of their passports. Alternative arrangements can be made to collect passports via special delivery via DHL. So, of course, you got to get your stuff back, your passport back if you travel from Lagos or Abuja. Evacuation flight registration. So this is old. So guys, that's where we're at right now as far as traveling to Nigeria. So I just, this COVID situation has changed the course of the entire planet. I mean, I can't even travel. We can't even travel. Last time I was in Africa was January. I'm supposed to be there in March, supposed to be there in May. But it's looking like now I probably won't be there. I don't know. Hopefully I can get there sometime this year. So fingers crossed. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you're not affected, as much. Let me take that back. Hopefully other African countries, might have something more flexible when it comes to entering their country here in the future. Because again, we got to travel, man. We got to travel to Africa, you guys. Like, I just feel, oh man, I miss home. I miss Nigeria. I miss Sierra Leone. I gotta go. So hopefully, fingers crossed, things open up a little bit more, where it's more flexible, where we could travel back and forth. So everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, and subscribe. Go to dynastymir.com. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror, search for Huru. Peace.